What's up, it's SIWYL Legs Media. Let's get into this. What are we talking about today? Today we're talking about what's going on inside of the industry. What's going on inside of the industry? There's a bunch of big changes and transfers coming on. Big transfers. Men like Biniam Girmay, girod'italia. So there are two teams emerging. So you have Lotto and Intermarché merging. So currently, it's Bini has not been assigned to a team as yet, but it's been said that he's possibly going to ex-Stunner STS. We'll see if that happens. Like with his country and his commitments and everything, and then also having a child, it's taken a lot away from him and everything that he's doing and everything. Like, so he hasn't raced as much this year, and it's definitely shown. He made it through the tour, but man, he struggled. He really struggled. And that was like, it was a shame to see him struggle so much to really get things done in the tour this year. Who's he going to be riding for next year? Who's girod'italia going to be riding for next year? Because apparently girod'italia, they haven't re-signed this contract either. girod'italia has had a similar season to Bini, where it just hasn't been that impressive. He just hasn't taken care of the business, not at all. Not at all. So, I mean, like last year, he was in the Belgian national champion jersey. He was doing things, but this year, like, you know, and you can see why Intermarché and Lotto are not going to keep either girod'italia or Biniam Girmay, because they have underperformed this year. They have really underperformed. So it's no real big surprise to me that either of them is not going to stay with the team. The Tour de France this year. Did you get to see the Tour de France this year? Did you watch it? I was a little bit disappointed with the tour. I was a little bit disappointed and a lot disappointed with the commentators. Why was I disappointed? Because I'm just trying to figure out who planned the Tour de France. Because it was just beyond ridiculous. Like the day after day, like the way it was raced was one thing. And then that's another thing that we had to talk about, the way it was raced. And not just the way it was raced, but like even Geraint Thomas was saying that how it's almost like there's no morals inside of the sport anymore. People are just doing whatever they want. The yellow jersey or the world champion or whoever, like stopping for nature break. You know, the majority of the teams stopping for nature break. Now the breakaway is called. So what are teams doing? Teams attack. And teams never do that. And we saw them do that in the ladies Tour de France as well too. So the yellow jersey was Kim. She's from Mauritius. The young lady Kim, she's from Mauritius. They were descending and she went over the bars, and the girls went to the front and like attacked. It was like, I was like, what? That was flipping incredible. And Demi Vollering was complaining about that last year, like the unsportsmanlike conduct. So that's the one thing this year that you saw a lot of. The unsportsmanlike conduct was crazy. You know, it was just like, it's just so Abraham Johansson, he got checked last year because Kev and a few other people went up to him and checked him. You know, what are you doing, dude? You know, people, you know, and you know, that got nipped in the bud, but you needed a more vocal person like Kev to be inside of the you know, you need vocal people, and it's almost like people are afraid to speak up. You know, they don't want to get ostracized, but you can't keep having, you know, the sport to progress, and then people just like, the sport's just going to get dangerous, because people just going to be doing willy-nilly any old thing. So it's going to get dangerous. And if they want to keep the sport, you know, safe and you know, fun for everybody, then, you know, there are some like unwritten rules that need to be held onto. So that's that part. So then the other part is you can see by the end of the race, I've never seen a Tadej Pogacar that looked like that. He looked like, what the hell, man? I just want to get this over and done with. And then his parting comment, like one of his parting comments was like, you know, finally people say, I'm not doing the Volta. You know, I've had enough. I need to rest. And I think he's not even more exhausted from the riding. I think he's more exhausted from just all of the stuff. You know, the way Visma rode. Yes, you ride hard, do your best, but it was almost like senseless, because they were riding so hard that they were riding all of the, like, at one point they rode so hard that they rode all of their guys off, and Tadej Pogacar has still got like 3 of his guys there that are just chilling, you know, and they ain't got rid of them yet. And it's like, you know, you're doing all that for what? It just was backwards. It just was ass backwards. And on top of that, the commentary, every single chance they they got to try to, oh, it's Tade this, it's Tade that. After he fell, the next day, oh, we're looking for any niggles, you know, is he hurting, is this, you know, any little thing they were looking for to try and say, like, Tade's in trouble. They wanted to be a competition so bad that I was wishing bad. They wanted to be Jonas Vingegaard to be competitive so bad that they was wishing bad on Tadej Pogačar, which is like, you know, if the man is head and shoulders above everybody, he's head and shoulders above everybody else. Everyone else has to step up the game. That's just the way it is. There's not much you can do about that. But that sucked, that part. Then we get into the Femmes, the Tour de Femmes. We had Pauline Prevent, I believe that's her name. She won the Tour de France. First French lady to win. First French person to win the Tour de France since Bernard Hinault. And then before Bernard Hinault, I believe it was Jenny Longo, which was crazy. This is funny. This is so, what a lot of people don't know about Jenny Longo, because Jenny Longo was when I was starting to race and she was like winning everything. Here's the thing. Jenny Longo was much older than everyone else and she was still racing and winning. And as she's winning, much older and winning. And the French Federation literally pushed her out of the sport because they wanted like new blood to come through. They wanted someone else to win. They got tired of seeing her, so they pushed her out of the sport. They pushed her out of the sport, but had no one to replace her with. They literally said, we're heading up. She would win world championship after world championship, race after race, like literally. And they literally forced her out of the sport because they were just, you know, we want to bring someone. And that's what people do. You know, and that's, I can feel a little bit of that. They're doing that with Tadej Pogačar. They're doing a little bit of that. It's not quite there yet, but you can feel that same type of energy. You know, people like, okay, he's going to win. And Lance said, you know, if Tadej keeps going the way he goes, there's no telling how many Tour de France that Tadej Pogačar could win. But anyway, back to her name is Pauline. She rode amazingly. She is a talented young lady. Well, she's not young. She's one of the oldest riders in the field, but she is talented. She retired. She came back, and then she said the one thing she wanted to do is win the Tour de France, and that was one of her dreams. She did that. So my other thing is, like, as well as she done on the big mountain stages, I think she's a sort of a big shoe-in for the World Championship. You got Ashley she's from South Africa, I believe. She's been talking up how she really wants to do well and possibly take the title inside her, because she's African and she, you know, would really like to win. But I think Pauline's going to be a tough nut to crack. So that's my pick for the World Championships. It's going to be Pauline. I think it's Pauline Prevent. But yeah, anyway, I might be saying it wrong. I don't even think it's Pauline Prevent, because that's one of the guys' names, Prevent. So apologies, please don't crucify me for that. Don't crucify me for that. I made a mistake. I'm sorry. Well, Pearl, she's a YouTuber, and she used to play basketball, pro volleyball, and she's talking about how they were having a discussion about, like, how, you know, women were lobbying for equal pay. And you gotta go watch Pro. Pro don't play. Pro goes in, and she, you know, so just go check it out. I should do a review of that. That's what I should do a review of what she said and what I think. Anyway, in the Sleepy Savage Legs Media, I hope you enjoy that. I'm enjoying the sun. It's so nice to be outside for a change without having to have a flipping jacket on. Anyway, had a good ride this morning. Did 50-mile zone. What was that, in zone 2? Zone 1 and 2 was really easy, really chill, and I did a 50-mile ride. Totally enjoyed that. We'll see how I feel tomorrow, and also got Sunday to ride. We'll see. We might even have a 300 week. I'm not quite sure, but we'll see. Peace out. Save with your legs in the sleepy. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel.